Gordon, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Just first, right off the bat, just tell us how you're feeling right now, and just where you are in terms of your spirits after obviously a very trying situation that you're going through now.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to talk in front of you guys and to get out of the house a little bit. Definitely a little more mobile than I was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So, on the road to recovery, and excited to attack that.
Gordon, I'm sure there's times when you've played and you've been in the air and you kind of knew that maybe this is going to be, I got to correct myself so I fall correctly.
Yeah.
Did you know when you were in the air that this is probably not going to be the best landing scenario that I'm going to have?
Yeah, I could feel it when I was up in the air. There's definitely like a half second when you realize that you're going to land a little awkwardly, and you like you said, you try to try to teach you how to fall, and you kind of learn to do that over the years to fall the right way. But for whatever reason, my leg was it was caught underneath me, and there was not much that I could do. So.
They've said that they want to put you around your teammates as much as possible. Just how important is that contact with the guys going to be for you over the next couple of months?
Yeah, so I think more and more through the rehab process, I'll be with the guys. I haven't had a chance to be with them too much recently. I think yesterday was one of the first times that I saw them and got a chance to be around them for a little bit. It's going to be really important, I think, for me and my mental health to stay involved, to still be a part of the team, and as much as as much as I can't be out there on the court with them, I can be with them in the locker room, and I can see different things, watching the film that maybe they can't see out on the court, and I can try to help them, and like I said, that will help me as well. So. Shooting out of a chair is a little bit different than shooting standing up. I feel pretty short. But just to be out on the court and have the basketball and, have Scott, our assistant, rebounding for me, and like that was an incredible feeling, just to kind of start that process. And just because for so long, like for 2 weeks or whatever, I was just in a bed with my foot up for the longest time, and those hours seem like they last forever, because you're just sitting there and you're bored and you can't do much. So just to be out on the court, do whatever I can with the basketball, that's what I love to do, and so that was fun. Looking forward to continuing to do that.
Gordon, have you seen the video of the play where you got hurt, and if not, will you ever see it?
Yeah, I have seen the play. It was kind of hard not to see it with the social media that we have today. I mean, the first thing that I saw was the picture of it, and I have a lasting image in my mind to begin with of rolling over and looking at it. It was just an unfortunate play.
Gordon, excuse me. What were your emotions like when you went down, and then seeing all the support from Barack Obama and the fans, Kobe Bryant, how encouraging is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously just devastated. Felt like I put in so much work to get ready for this season. Made a pretty tough decision to come here to Boston to play, and, one that I still definitely don't regret by any means, but, definitely, wanted it to go differently for my first game as a Celtic, and so just devastated, I guess, that I wouldn't be able to contribute, that I wouldn't be able to have the season I wanted to have. And then, after that kind of settles, just overwhelmed with the amount of support that was shown from all kinds of athletes across all kinds of sports. I think it shows the brotherhood that professional athletes have, just, I guess, athletes in general, and then, other celebrities too that reached out, like you said. Former Mr. President, and just couldn't believe that people were watching and that they cared enough to send a tweet. I'm sure they have better things, at the end of the day, it's just a basketball injury, and there's people that are going through way worse. So for them to reach out was pretty cool.
Gordon, you had mentioned just a second ago that other athletes have reached out to you. Have you heard from athletes who've gone through significant injuries? And if so, what's some of the advice that they've given you as far as not the physical recovery, but just the mental part of getting over this and eventually getting back on the floor?
Yeah. Paul George was a guy who texted me right when it happened. And Paul and I have had a good relationship since we were drafted in the same class. And I was there in the gym when he did his leg, and I know that he knows firsthand exactly what it's going to be like, exactly what it's going to take to be back and get back to 100%. And so we've talked back and forth, and I'm sure he's somebody that I can lean on because the mental side is what he says the toughest part, because you can't get out there and play. It doesn't go as fast as you want it to go, and so that's something that is going to be a challenge.
And a lot of that stuff you probably already knew, but to hear a player who's gone through that to kind of give you tips on how to navigate that whole process, how helpful do you think that's going to be in your road to recovery?
Oh, I think it's extremely helpful. I think that especially when you go through something to talk to somebody else who's been through the same thing, and also somebody else who's come out of it successful. Paul is still having a tremendous career, and came back better than ever. So to have somebody that is willing to talk to you about it and willing to take his time to help me out is big for me.
Gordon, in the blog you wrote, you mentioned how Brad was kind of adamant to carry you up the stairs there on the plane. Just in general, tell me about that, and then what's it been like, just Brad's support throughout this whole process?
Yeah. There was probably like 20 people there, but Brad wanted to make sure he was one of the ones that helped carry me up the stairs. That's just the type of person that he is. If you guys have been around him enough to know, and went out to eat with him this morning. He's one of the big reasons why I came here, and I've said that. And he's as good as a basketball coach as he is. He's a great human being and a great person, and he wants to include me still, and wants to make sure that I'm still part of this team and I'm still helping the team. And so he's going to have different things for me to do and different ways that I can help.